Welcome to Monday morning and No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. This is episode, I'm going to do it the long way, 1,222 of the number one show in Apple Podcasts about job hunting, No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I also have the number 2 show, by the way, which is called Job Search Radio. There are 2 iterations of that title. One has an image of 2 guys in the thumbnail. Mine, obviously, is the one guy thumbnail. So I hope you subscribe to that one as well. That one comes out 6 days a week. No BS is a 7-day-a-week show, except on the rare occasion I take a day off, like I did on Labor Day. It's the first one in months. And today's show is a nice little show. It deals with what do you do when you're repeatedly rejected after the final interview? What's going wrong? How can I do it differently? Hope you find this helpful. Hope you give it a great review. I hope you also consider taking my classes on Skillshare. I have a number of classes there, but Skillshare is a platform with lots of classes there. Lots of classes, not just simply about job hunting, but about a lot of different things that you might find helpful in your side hustle, with your tech career, and a whole host of different venues. And if you use the link in the show notes, they'll give you 2 months for free instead of just the 1. And with that, let us get going. And I received a question from someone through Quora that was quite interesting that I'm going to share with you. And the headline is, I always get rejected in the final or pre-final phase of job interviews. What am I doing wrong? Basically, he describes a situation where, he's been rejected 9 times already. And the last round, they asked him a simple question, or simple questions like what his hobbies were. And he answers them with the best of his ability in a very soft manner. That's the way he languages it. I'm not making it up. So he talks in a soft manner. He didn't know he made a mistake or what mistakes he's making, but ultimately he knows he's making mistakes because he's being rejected. So at another interview, he asks if they have any. He's asked if he has any questions, and then he asks them, "Would you suggest in which areas I need improvement?" And was told, "Be confident." So it begs a question: what's going wrong for him? And the answer is, and this could be a cultural thing, because I don't know the ethnicity of the person that's involved or of the hiring manager, but the classic scenario is hiring manager is perceived as being powerful. Potential junior hire is on the power scale much lower, with the result being that power differential becomes very pronounced when a potential hire speaks in a soft manner. So imagine I'm talking to you in an interview and I'm speaking very softly, and the interpretation of the soft manner is lack of confidence. And understand there's one major thing. There are 2 major things that firms look for. Now, in my original article on this subject, I called it C times 5 equals PL, but I'm going to simplify it. Hopefully, a firm is looking for skills competence. After all, they are hiring someone to fill a particular role. What does this person know? What can they do that fits our job? So, skills competence. Ultimately, the next thing that they're looking for is they want to be inspired that you're the solution to a need. Now, part of that is demonstrating your knowledge, but the second part of it is in your manner. And I'm going to illustrate mistakes by saying, if you're not talking to them and you're kind of looking to a side, if you're not maintaining eye contact, if you're speaking softly, if your handshake is perceived as being gentle, and I'm obviously not talking about hand-breaking handshakes, but if your manner doesn't make people feel confident that you know your subject, you'll be rejected. As much as you know, that's the extra ingredient. So I always tell people, don't ask that question. Where could I improve? Because you know where you can improve despite what you say. You brought in the subject of being soft-spoken for a reason. So understand that that's a variable that's in your control. It may take practice. It may take effort on your part. But I'll just relay a story from Toastmasters, the international speaking organization, that I always encourage people to become involved with. The reason I do is that it's an opportunity to practice speaking. Now, it may be later in your career that you may be asked to present on a concept, but they have a function at Toastmasters that's called table topics, where you're asked to speak for 1 to 2 minutes extemporaneously on a subject. And you don't know what that subject is going to be until you ask the question. So the notion that you can practice speaking is a great opportunity. Because you'll be critiqued afterwards on that 1 to 2 minute speech that you gave. And they're very supportive. They always start off with praise for what you did, especially as a beginner, because they want to encourage you to keep working on your perceived deficiencies, and they want to teach you areas of improvement. You'll absorb these. You'll practice. You'll get better. So for the soft-spoken job hunter, who believes that the soft-spoken nature is holding them back on getting a job or on advancing in their new job, it's important to practice speaking and speaking extemporaneously, because you're just asked to do that all the time. Someone asks you what you're doing, you're giving a 30-second speech. Someone's asking how the project is going, you're giving a 45 to 1 minute speech. And what you're trying to do is communicate ideas to people that allow you to satisfy their interests, because their interests are either as your boss or someone that you're providing help to. So recognize that opportunity to speak and to practice speaking is so important for you in your career, because at the end of the day, even if you are hired, do you want to stay in the same job for the next 40 years of your life, 30 years of your life? It's a long time. And like I said, firms want to be inspired that you can be the solution to their need. So practice speaking up. Get to Toastmasters. Great story from there. There was a man who spoke at the international gathering of Toastmasters. And he's an individual who had a stutter until the age of 4 and was from the Middle East. I want to say Saudi Arabia, but it could have been the Emirates. I apologize if I'm incorrect. And he gave an inspiring 10-minute speech that brought down the house. This is a tough audience at the international gatherings. But here's a man who couldn't speak and didn't speak until he was 4, developmentally delayed. And he was funny, he was tender, and he clearly had control of a large room of people, and he won. You can achieve the same thing yourself. You can practice, because that's really what it involves. Practice getting better at what you do, making the mistakes now when it's less costly. See, right now you may not get your first job or your second job because you're not well practiced. But do you really want to keep doing that? Of course not. You want to get better at things and not stay stuck in the same paradigm that you're in of being confined to certain types of opportunities because you don't perform well in situations where you're being judged by others. So get yourself out and about, practice speaking, think in terms of ways that you can communicate, that you can inspire confidence and get better. So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, here are a few ways that I can help you. First of all, you can hire me to coach you throughout your job search in every way imaginable. That includes a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, helping you with a salary negotiation and or networking, answering your questions about your job search, giving you advice about a decision you have to make once you have the offer. We can work in 30-minute or 1-hour increments throughout your search. And the easiest way to talk with me about it is by connecting with me at linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. Mention that you listen to the show. I just like knowing that I'm helping folks. And once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. We'll do a free discovery conversation with one another. If you're not interested in coaching and you just have a few questions, the easiest way to do it is by reaching out to me through the Magnify app for iOS. That's Magnify with an I. Or if you don't have an iOS device, if you're an Android user or you just want to call me on the phone, do it through PrestoExperts.com, where I'm a career coach and job search expert. For those of you who've been listening to the show, you know that I always talk about JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And recently, we've been changing the focus of the site to really emphasize interviewing and answering tough interview questions. If you join, you'll have access to curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's designed to help you find work more quickly, as well as videos and podcasts and other information. Again, an emphasis on interviewing and answering tough interview questions. You can also take my classes on Skillshare and become a premium member using the link in the show notes and get 2 months for free instead of the 1 month that the site offers. And the last thing I want to mention to you is schedule me for lunch. I do it at 12:30 most days, and for now I'm making myself available Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for lunch at 12:30 Eastern Time. We'll meet over Zoom and be able to see one another. You bring something to eat, or if it's early for you, very simply bring some coffee with you. We'll sit and talk for 45 minutes. I'll answer your questions. That's less for $175. That's less than what I charge for comparable time for my coaching. So again, reach out to me through LinkedIn and we'll schedule a time for lunch. Have a great day. Take care.
It's the two megastars summer mashup, the awesome iPhone on the Rockstar Metro PCS network. Get the iPhone you've always wanted for $0 so you can jam without limits.
It's a hit. Get an iPhone SE on us when you switch. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax and $10 activation fee. Requires port in of number not currently active on T-Mobile network or on Metro PCS in past 90 days to an unlimited LTE plan. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Here's how to play Sip, Peel, Win at Dunkin'. Just sip, peel, win.
I want a doormat.
Look more closely.
I want a dog mat.
Put on your reading glasses.
I want a donut.
There you go. Enjoy a large or extra large coffee for your chance to win from millions of prizes like JetBlue travel certificates, Fandango movie tickets, or Fanatics gear. Just sip, peel, win at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. No purchase necessary. 13 plus ends 10/15/18 or while supplies last. For game, peace, and official rules, visit sippeelwin.com.